I start with a question from Brent from Virginia. Is this the most down you have ever been on the Cowboys? Brent, unfortunately, yes, it is. Ever, ever, ever. So when it comes to fandom, for me, deflation equals expectation coupled with duration of suffering. I was there in January of 1996 when my Cowboys played in their last NFC Championship game and won it, played in their last Super Bowl in Tempe, Arizona, and won it. Lo, those many years ago. Many, many, many years ago. Lots of suffering, lots of America's team turning into America's tease. But I really thought this year was different. I really thought this team had found itself rising up from the ashes of San Francisco 42, Dallas 10, way back when this season at San Francisco. I was very confident as my team headed to Buffalo, shuffled off to Buffalo, as it were. I was serenely, supremely confident. I seriously, from my heart, I had no trepidation whatsoever. I did not see that coming. I was not ready for that. Jerry Jones said on his radio show this week in Dallas, well, we just didn't finish. And if you don't finish, you're going to lay an egg. And I'm like, didn't finish. We didn't start. We won the toss. We deferred. Buffalo went 75 yards in 12 plays, aided and abetted in the end by a needlessly silly penalty committed by a veteran leader, Demarcus Lawrence. As I say, D-Law laying down the law. I don't know what would possess him to rough Josh Allen after he had let go of a pass that was bound for incompletion. Buffalo would have had to kick a field goal. We would have seized back some of the momentum at 3-0, but we gave them 4 more points, 7-0. Then on the next series, Dak Prescott, 23 touchdowns to only 2 picks. He missed Brandon Cooks, who had broken open deep. I said on Undisputed, well, at least he overthrew him. And Michael Irvin, the Hall of Fame Cowboy receiver, corrected me and said maybe it would have been better if he had underthrown him. Because at least on an underthrow, you might get a pass interference. He missed him nonetheless. That could have made it 7-7, but no. Then Zach Martin, my other veteran leader, commits another silly penalty after the refs had already flagged one of the Bills for a late hit on Dak Prescott. Zach went to defend our quarterback. That's noble of you, Zach. But the refs had already defended him for you with 15 yards, and you canceled it. You got 15. Sam Williams, an explosive, athletic pass rusher, great punt rusher, had the Buffalo punter dead to rights, was about to block a punt, left his feet for unknown reasons. The punt somehow left the punter's foot beneath him, and he roughed the punter. If you get your hand on the ball, you can rough him all you want. Blunder upon self-destructive, shoot yourself in the foot blunder. And all of a sudden, it's 21-3 at half. on the way to 31-3, which wound up 31-10 Buffalo. The problem is we weren't even competitive from the start. The problem is if at least Josh Allen had gone Superman late in the game on us, close game, hard fought, struggle, made some monumental, never to be forgotten play, beating us by 3. I don't know. At least I could live with that. At least I could maintain a little hope out of that, but not out of this. No, we got exposed. We are Super Bowl pretenders, not contenders. You can't do that this late in the season. That is just the worst sign. I get to sit next to Michael Irvin every Monday on Undisputed, also every Friday for that matter. And it occurred to me as that game wound down on Sunday evening, we don't have a Michael Irvin on that team. Michael Irvin was a refuse-to-lose leader. I know he had his issues off the field, but listen, when it was time, he took over. He took over on the sideline and in the huddle and in the locker room and on the football field. When it was time, 8, as in Troy Aikman threw it to 88. But the leader in the locker room was Michael Irvin, along with Charles Haley, along with Jimmy Johnson. We don't have any of those players or that coach. We don't have that guy who takes over and says, no, not today. We clearly were not ready to play. I hope you enjoyed that video. You ready for more? Make sure you click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from the Skip Bayless Show. And don't forget to check out the full episode of the show wherever you get your podcasts by clicking the link in the description.